All right, hi everybody. It's Bonkai922. Um, that I just been informed. I'm not the only person who's going to be stop reviewing Fairy Tail. This is going. There really is. It's not just me, and it's not just Jotin. There's somebody else, but I'm not going to say who it is. Let's just say he's a member of the Titans of Darkness. That's all I can tell you guys. Uh, oh yeah, I'll tell you. It's Justin. The girl Link, yeah. I was on Skype and he just said, he's not going to read it again either. He's probably going to read it, but he's just not going to review it. Just like, wow. I'm blue. Anyway, but that's not what this is about. And I'm wearing my Game of Thrones. Someone's like saying in the comment section, Game of Thrones suck. Well, jump the fuck off person who wrote that in the comment section and go read Hungry Joker, you dumb fuck. Alright, that's like, moving on. Kenichi. Now, Kenichi, Kenichi, past like 2 or 3, 4 chapters, but previous from last week, have been on fire. But now we're getting back to, we're going into a new arc, and, basically this deals with the weapons team of the Yomi. And they basically are on the move, and they are in the process of supposedly trying to attack Kenichi and his friends. So Ayato was worried about this, and he was telling the other members of the Rion Zanpaku, Akisame, Sakaki, Apachai, Shigure, all of them about this, and saying that we need to do something about it. And that's what this chapter is about, which is 528, Mr. Strongest Disciple Kenichi, Shigure-Chan Special. Now, pretty much this chapter was a setup chapter for what is about to come into play with Shigure. She's standing there. Yeah, Shigure, she's like this. It's so funny. And he's basically saying, Hayato in the beginning, that, we need us to battle the armed group on a frequent basis, so that happened. Kenishi's friends might die. To prevent the worst possible scenario, Shigure claims to have come up with some plan, I think. And she's like saying, I call it the Shigure-Chan Special. Shigure is such a weird character, Kenichi, because she's got these eyebrows and shit, and I'm like, you don't know what's on her mind. She doesn't, she's so mysterious. She barely talks and says what's on her mind and stuff. So it's kind of hard to read her. And, Kenichi and Miyu for the rest of the chapters, what kind of plan is this? Are they going to attack us? She's going to attack everyone with some kind of hellish training to the brink of our lives, will most likely cost our lives? And she's like, and Shigure's like, secret. I'm like, damn, bitch, what were you doing? What are you planning? This chapter, though, it wasn't as intense as the other ones were. So I'm gonna give this a 3.5 because this really is a setup chapter for what's to come. But I will say, from what's to come, from what we find out in this chapter, actually, you know what? I'll give it a 4 because it's mysteriously mysterious, and I like how they set this up. I'll give this a 4. It was pretty good. And she's saying it's a secret. And the rest of the chapter, we got Akisame saying, what do you have any idea? Ayato saying to him, I have any idea what she might mean by that? And she's like, he was saying that, Akisame was saying that he did some of her calculations. And Zaki's like saying, throw us a bone and stuff and tell us what's going on. But she never gave away what she was saying, what she was going to do. But whatever it was, we see her packing, and it entails very extreme concentration for her to implement it. And she goes on her merry way. And Kenichi and Miyu's like, we'll go check up on you with you. and they don't know what it is that she's planning. So they go ahead with her for this thing, and they're suggesting, oh, she's going to attack everyone with the weapons. And then they go, it's weird how this chapter went about, because first place they go to is the sea. And I was like, sea? Why are you going to the sea? And what it seems like she's doing is she's collecting sand. Once we got to the very end of this chapter, and all the pieces collect together. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. Now it makes sense why she needed to go to the beach, why she needed to collect sand, and all that stuff. And then she's like saying, just don't stand, and she's like saying right there, next page, don't just stare, help out. And she wants to collect the sand. And like they're going on from that, and he's wondering he's like wondering, what if she's using the sand as weights for the rest of the Shinpaku Alliance, and they're going to go swim in the water and shit. It was kind of silly. It was just her imagination. And then we go to this house. And then Kenichi's like, oh, hold on, I think I've been here before. Hold on a second, Shigure-san, this place is... And we see a mysterious person show up behind them saying, who's there? And it's apparently, he's called Sheathring Ki Kaigiro. This big guy with like a gardening tool. And he's looking at, Shigure saying, oh, likewise, Michan, it's Shigure as usual. You're bad at remembering women. And Miyu states, this man, what are you doing with one of Yami's armed group members? So this guy is part of the armed group members of Yami. So that's the story. So now the thing is, I don't know if he's still with them. But it seems like what he does, I think he's like almost like a blacksmith kind of thing. But not 100% sure. But what they do in this chapter, after they beat this guy, is towards that line. So, we get introduced to this guy, and he's just so funny. He's like, we're hiring him to attack everyone at the Alliance. And then you see a part where he's like, his eyes are going flash! And then he goes to the plants, and he's like, I forgot to pick these sprouts. He's talking about tomatoes, saying, you should pick them early and stuff. And he's saying, I have roasted yams early this year. He pickled them. And then Kenichi's like, why the hell are we here, Shigure? And then she's like, for tea. And then Shigure's looking at the guy and calling him Sheath Ring. Did you get all the stuff for me? And he says, of course. And he's like saying, I tried to get all the top-notch stuff. And it's basically sand. Dirt. It's dirt and sand. That was what was gathered. So you get the sense of where this is going. Kind of. And she's like, this is good. And then Miyu already has a feeling of what's going on here. She says, could it be? And then we see him, Sheath, he gets this thing and says, here, the device you ordered. Perfect, she says. Now this thing. And then that's when Miyu says, I knew it! Because Kenichi's like saying, I'm totally lost. And he's like, Miyu, you figured something out? And he says, yes, this is probably a Kana Naga, which is called Metal Flow. And as you say, this is how the Japanese use, and this is what he's saying, Sheath. He's saying this is how the Japanese used to produce it during ancient times. Iron sand, that is. So basically, they're gathering iron sand. So it seems like they might be forging something. Now, remember, this is all because of the fact that the weapons team of Yomi are on the move. Executioner Blade. So this Iron Sand is probably... Wait, it wasn't suggested, but the way Shigure was later in this chapter, she was got stuff on, ready to, as a blacksmith. Yeah, it suggests it. And saying that he was just explaining it to Kenichi Sheath, saying that, it carries away the flow and the heavier metal sinks down, and you mix the two together, and that's what Shigure is doing. And Kenichi's like, you're not going to attack the allies after all? Attack? Who will? We played with Irons, and he's asking her, what is what you're doing, how do you do this Iron Sand? And she says, of course. And then we see this, and it says, we're forging metal. And then you see Shigure in this outfit, like a blacksmith. And then Kenichi's like, you make Japanese katanas. No way. Shigure-san planning on providing arms for the Alliance. And it says, the special comes to light in the next chapter. And that's how the chapter ends. So, roughly, what is happening here is Shigure seemingly is using this Iron Sand to create some kind of weapons. Because, in this chapter, you saw her with the whole blacksmith outfit on, and she's forging something with the fires. Yeah. I mean, this makes sense, because last week we found out about the weapons... Well, a couple of chapters ago, we found out about the weapons team. But last week we found out about the Executioner Blade, so it makes sense that this has to do something along those lines. But the reason I'm giving this a 4 out of 5, and not a 3.5, is because I like how this is set up. I like how it was, mysterious. You couldn't find out what was going on. You know what I mean? Give or take. You really couldn't pinpoint what Shigure was doing. You know what I mean? I like the mysteriousness towards it. I thought it was very interesting how that was put together. So yeah, that's the story. But yeah, 4 out of 5, pretty good chapter. I liked it. I liked how they organized it. Yeah. So, really nothing else much to add about this chapter. That's all that really happened. I mean, Now this is the beginning of a new arc, so this is to be expected. And with this, because let's be honest here, we really haven't seen Shigure. I mean, I can't say, but at least from my point of view, done anything really big time in Kenichi. I mean, she's trained Kenichi very little bit about how to deal with weapons and such, but not anything to this degree. And the fact that she's coming into the forefront, and the fact that she's forging something, it's serious. These guys, this Executioner Blade, they are the real deal. They are big time, they're coming out for blood. So, this is the operation. This is the Shigure special. Whatever this is, whatever this entails with her forging something, it entails of her helping out the Shinpaku Alliance and helping them survive and not get killed. So yeah, that's the story. But anyway, people, that's the story. Bankai 922. I'll see you guys later. After this, I got to do Shigeki no Kyojin. Heard that next week we're getting a new opening. I already got an idea what that entails. I have a feeling I know how the opening's going to handle. It's going to be a recap episode, but, should be good. The following episode, though, won't be a recap episode, so that's good. So, yeah. I'm Bankai922. See you guys later. Any updates I gotta say? This week, there's going to be very little videos, but I will do 2 to 3 videos. 2 being collection videos, and 1 being a kind of list for the spring anime that I reviewed. The sorting of them, where they rank. So, yeah. That's that. Okay. I'm Bankai922. See you guys later. Shigure. Now she's a blacksmith. She's forging, man. She's forging. She's forging fortune. See.